Oh there, good morning. Welcome to Moment of Truth with Israel Ayodeji. I'm glad to be coming your way again via this platform. And quickly, I want to share with you something I've titled The Seed and Sickle of Obedience. Obedience to God, to His instruction on a daily basis, function in two dimensions. It's a two-edged sword that brings about transformation in your life. You see, as a child of God, we were unconditionally credited with all the blessings of the Lord. The Bible says that thanks be unto God who has blessed us with all spiritual blessings in heavenly places. And then to transform that spiritual blessing to a physical living manifestation, we function on the platform of obedience. Obedience is a seed. It's first of all a seed. That's what I'm saying in the essence, is that every time you are trusting God for anything, every time God gives an instruction and you follow Him and obey His instruction, you have sown a seed for a future harvest. Every daily obedience to whatever God says to us, whether sacrosanct as in His word or specific instruction, is a seed that culminates into an harvest in the future over any situation and over any area of our life. So when you live in disobedience, you deny yourself of seed sown into the kingdom ground. And when there is a need for a manifestation concerning one area or the other of your life, you will be devoid of harvest. That means manifestation in that regard. So obedience, understand it, is a seed, and without a seed, a farmer cannot expect an harvest. So your expectation will be cut short when you live a life of disobedience to God and His word. You see, yes, we have been saved by grace, but faith is also required. And one of the very vital aspects of faith is obedience, because when you truly believe God and you believe His word, you will obey Him on a daily basis, on the smallest things and on the greatest things as it comes to you via instruction. So obedience is a seed. Every time you obey God, you sow a seed for an harvest. And then secondly, obedience will also be required to reap the harvest that you have sown the seed for. So you see, it's a cycle of obedience. Obedience is a sickle. A sickle is an instrument by which a farmer uses to harvest. Take for instance a palm, a coconut from a palm tree. Require that you use a sickle to put that palm kernel. You use a sickle. It's just like throwing a hook into the sea then to get the fish. So obedience is also the sickle by which you do what? You pull in the harvest. You pull in the harvest. What do I mean? Now you see, you have been living a life of obedience. Then when it comes to specific things, you are asking God, I want this, or I'm about to do this project. What's the way out? And then it gives you specific instructions to follow. If you follow the instruction, then the expected harvest will come in. Do you understand it now? Oh, I want to experience financial abundance and surplus, and God says, sow this seed to this person, sow this seed to this person. In obedience to those instructions, you are pulling in the harvest because He has already answered you. It is that obedience, therefore, that pulls in the manifestation to your request and your prayer. And the Bible says in Isaiah chapter 1 and verse 19, says, if ye be willing and obedient, you shall eat the good of the land. The good of the land talks about the harvest of the land, but you can't talk about the good of the land without the seed first going into the land. So the good of the kingdom, the harvest of the kingdom, comes via obedience, but the seed of obedience also must go into the ground, the good land, to experience the harvest. So it's a cycle. That's why it's important to live a life of obedience on a daily basis. You see, obedience is what grants you possession to your possessions, while disobedience dispossesses men of their possession. I believe that this has blessed you this morning. I remain Israel Ayodeji Micheal. Kindly follow me via social media, and I want to hear from you, and God bless you. Do have a wonderful rest of the week. Amen.